Hey, in this video, I'm going to walk you through exactly what you need to focus on right now in your coaching business to unlock the next stage of growth. So if you are a coach right now and you're stagnant with your revenue, with your leads, with your clients, then this is the right video for you. And I'm going to walk you through the exact 4 stages in your business that we need to look at to see and diagnose where the problem is, where the bottleneck is, and then what levers we need to pull to unlock the next stage of growth. And this information is coming from over 8 years of working with over 100 different coaches. I've literally consulted over 1,000 hours of work with different coaches on these foundational pieces to their business. So I believe this is the best ROI information that I could provide for you at this time. So without further ado, let's dive right into it. Now, if you want a copy of this PDF, below you can, at the bottom of this page, you can share your email address and I'll send over this PDF so you can post it up at your desk, in your office, to make sure that you are focused and working on the right thing at the right time for your business. Now, the biggest problem that we see here is that most coaches work on the right problems, but just at the wrong time in their business, depending on the revenue, depending on what needs to actually be focused on at this time. So I'm going to give you the exact sequence that you need to focus on, as well as what to do about it. So there are 4 main functions that we look at. We have the attraction, conversion, deliverables, and the scalability of your coaching business. Now, under each one of these functions, there are 3 subcategories. So starting with the attract, which is really the first piece that we need to look at in any coaching business. The first piece we have to look at is your offer, right? Is your offer dialed in? Does it speak directly to your ideal client and gets instant interest, right? And this is so critical. Most coaches believe this is such an elementary piece to their business where they don't have to look at it after they did it once. They couldn't be further from the truth. This needs to be in constant refinement to make sure that your messaging and positioning in the marketplace is exactly where you need it to be to get the right interest from the qualified leads you want to attract, right? So you have to ask yourself right now, when you look at your offer, is it super clear? And if you shared it with your ideal client, would your ideal client say, hey, that's exactly me, and that's exactly what I want to achieve, or exactly what I want to remove in my life or my business to get to the next stage? So you need to be super clear with your offer. Now, what I want you to do is on the right-hand side here, we have red, orange, and green. And what I want you to do is just mark yourself a check mark on the red if you feel that your offer needs a ton of work, that it's confusing, it's not clear at all, and you need to refine this stage. Then 100% you have to mark this red. If you think it's okay, but could be better, obviously you want to move that into the orange category. But if you feel that you're super clear with your offer and it doesn't need any more refinements, then put this into the green side. Now, again, every coach operates their business a little differently. That's why these questions that you'll see here, they are more universal across the board for most coaching niches. But you get the good feeling, or you'll have a good feeling of where you line up with each one of these subcategories. So that's why I encourage you to put a green, yellow, or red and be completely honest with yourself. So that's the first question. The second question here is, you constantly attract new leads every week using free organic methods. This really comes down to your content strategy. Are you posting content in a way that attracts and encourages engagement with your with your ideal clients, right? Do you actually have a system, or do you just post sporadically and hope for the best, right? And when you do post, does your content actually follow a strategy where there's, a hook, there's an actual insight, there's a payoff, there's a call to action? Do you have a strategy where you actually implement inside each one of your, whether it be a video, a carousel, a static post? That's really important. So if you feel like you have no strategy at all, you need help with this, again, put it as a red. If you're unsure, put this as an orange. Or if you feel really confident with your content strategy and you see that you are attracting leads every week with your organic strategy, then obviously put this as a green. The final piece to the attraction stage is you know how to run low-cost ads that bring in leads fast. So the strategy that we run right now is a low-cost ad strategy that we really focus on Instagram. And you can do simple follow me or engagement ads on Instagram that brings in ideal qualified leads every single day. And so if you know how to run these ads, fantastic. And you see that you have this lead generation system working for you, basically automated every single day, and you're starting conversations every single day with these leads, then put this as a green. If you are running ads, but they're not really working that well for you, you're getting a lot of people coming in, but they're unqualified or they're not the right fit, you can put this as an orange. But if you're not even running ads or you don't know how to run ads, this has always been a challenge for you, then obviously put this as a red. Okay? Now that finishes the attraction stage of things. Let's move on to the convert piece to it. So on the conversion side, the first subcategory is that your prospect qualification process and sales process is fast, smooth, and effective. So this is such a critical component to coaching businesses, where if you don't know how to qualify properly, then you're wasting a lot of your time as well as that prospect's time. And so you need to make sure that you have a proper qualification process the second you start engaging with a prospect, to the point where they actually book a call with you, if that is what your sales process looks like, or if you send them an offer doc. You need to make sure that they are qualified before you get to the offer stage. And so do you know how to actually qualify your prospects in a way so that you know you can help them, you want to help them, and you know that they can pay you for your services? So again, mark yourself as a green, yellow, red. The second subcategory is your pricing, right? And so the pricing for your program offers a great return on investment for your clients, first and foremost, but also it's highly profitable for yourself. A lot of coaches kind of box themselves into this because they're afraid to charge what they're worth, or what the outcome, what the solution is that they achieve for their clients or help their clients achieve. So if you don't charge what you're worth or what that outcome is worth, then you're going to find yourself being burnt out. And yes, you'll be helping a lot of people, but you will not be getting compensated for what you're worth. Therefore, you won't be able to grow, and therefore you won't be able to make more of an impact and help more people. So it's super important that you understand what price you should actually offer for your coaching program. So if you feel confident that your pricing is giving you the proper ROI, and your offer and your program is helping your clients achieve their results, then put this as a green. Yellow if you're unsure, red that your pricing really needs work to be worked on. The final subcategory for convert is, are you wasting time on sales calls with unqualified leads? In other words, what is your close rate? So it could be you or your sales team. And the way I like to look at this is, out of 10 sales calls that you have, or that your sales team has, if they are closing under 4 out of 10, I would put this as a red. If you are closing anywhere between 4 to 6, more of an orange. Anything from 7 up to 10 on 10, obviously that's a green, because if you're closing at 70% or higher, you definitely don't need help. That's a fantastic close rate in the coaching space. So long as you are qualifying properly, it's actually quite straightforward to get to that 70% close rate. But again, qualification is a huge step to increasing your close rates. So we need to understand what that close ratio is for you. And then that rounds up the conversion piece. As we move into the delivery stage of things, the first subcategory is every one of your clients gets tangible wins within their first 30 to 90 days, and they give you great feedback because of that. Quick wins is so underrated in the coaching space. Someone signs up with you and they don't see any sort of tangible results or any sort of improvement or progress in their life or business in the first month or two. It definitely sparks buyer's remorse, and it's not something you want to get yourself into. So you need to optimize your delivery in a way that gets your clients quick wins. And so if your program is not optimized for that right now, put that as a red. If it's sporadic and some people get great wins and some people don't, it's an orange. But if you've set up your program so that more so than not, majority of your clients get quick wins within the first month to 3 months of working with you, then obviously you're going to put that as a green. The second piece in delivery is clients show up to every training excited. They engage throughout and do the work. Yes, a large part of it is making sure you have the right clientele, but at the end of the day, are they showing up to your coaching calls, whether it be one-on-one or if it's group coaching, it still applies to this. Are they showing up ready to do the work and actually commit and execute on the work that you are coaching them on, right? This is a huge frustration that we see where coaches just give all this information. Clients are saying, great, thanks so much. And then nothing actually is implemented. We actually have to make sure that your clients get results. And we do this by helping them implement your strategies. And so it's not enough just to share the information, because anyone could just get information off of ChatGPT or YouTube these days. You are a coach. It's your job. You're responsible not for your clients' results. You're responsible to be there for your clients to ensure and empower them to get the results for themselves. And so we need to make sure that they're actually taking action. So again, mark yourself as a green, yellow, or red based on where you believe you rank in this subcategory. And then the final category inside the delivery function of the business is you could handle 4 times more clients without sacrificing quality or getting overwhelmed. Now, I think this one is probably one of the most important pieces to this whole scan, because most coaches I speak with, they have a lot of clients, they're getting great results, but the fact of the matter is that they cannot scale their business because they're trading their time for money. And that's, if you're someone like myself where you prioritize making a significant impact, you want to have time, money, and financial freedom, then you need to make sure that you provide more of an impact to others, but in a way where your time is leveraged. And so if you don't have a proper system in place to leverage your time and leverage the amount of impact you can make for your clients, this is a huge problem. So you could be making a ton of money, but are you working 60, 70, 80 hours a week doing so? Obviously you're a red. If you are completely burnt out, you're getting burnt out and there's no way of you leveraging your business, then yeah, it's a red, or it could be an orange. But if you have a way that you can actually leverage your business and you could sign up 4 times the amount of clients you're working with right now without having to significantly increase the amount of hours you're working every single day or week, then yeah, that's fantastic. You're a green in that stage. Now we get into the final function, which is the scaling side of things. And when we look at scaling, it all comes down to setting up the proper systems for growth. The first subcategory is that you have a simple and effective way to market to your list, track leads, and collect payments, right? So what kind of CRM do you have in place? What sort of automations or workflows do you have in place that gets you to leverage your engagements, your interactions as well with your ideal leads? Now, again, this could be through simple CRMs tools. This could also mean having the right team around you, right? That you're also delegating and leveraging to help you grow. And so again, are you in a red, orange, or green in this area? The second subcategory here is, there we go. Let me do this. There we go. The second subcategory is clients can easily access all training material, resources required to learn and implement your coaching tools, strategies. And this really comes down to, do you have essentially any sort of online training portal available to your clients so that they don't have to rely on just speaking to you or listening to the recordings of the calls with you to gain any sort of insight or additional information that is required for them to achieve the solution that you offer? So you need to have some form of online portal that is available to them so that they can access your online training. Red, simple, means you just don't have one available. Orange means your online portal may need to be upgraded. Or green, meaning you do have an online portal with all of your resources and training videos that's accessible to your clients that can help them get wins. The final subcategory to the scaling piece to it is that you have at least 1 full day per week to work on scaling your business. Most coaches get caught up in the weeds every single day where they're working inside their business. If you truly want to scale your business to $10, $20, $30, even $50,000 per month, you need to make sure that you free up some of your time to work on the business and not so much inside the business, right? And so what I mean by working on the business, I'm talking about working on the most important things that's going to move the business forward. Whether that be leveraging your marketing, your expertise, right? If it's putting together proper trainings or content, working on the business, looking at this, basically the scale scanner, and seeing what aspect of the business needs improvement on. This is what I call working on the business. When I'm talking about, getting on sales calls or coaching calls or client delivery calls, that's working in the business, right? So right now, do you have a day out of the week for yourself where you could just focus on the business? If so, yes, fantastic. That's a green. If not, or you have some time, or you can do a better job of organizing your days, that could be an orange. Or if your schedule looks chaotic every single day, and you're not good at planning or structuring your days, obviously that's a red. Now, the trick to this scale scanner is, let's say for instance, you have an orange here, green here, a red here. I'm just going to fill this out to give you an example. Now, it makes no sense for you to focus on anything to do with scaling if you don't have the proper delivery systems in place. But it also doesn't make any sense for you to work on any of the deliverables if you don't have all of your conversion strategies dialed in, right? And finally, why would you work on sales if you don't have any attraction or any leads, qualified leads coming in on a consistent basis? So what I mean by that is that if you have trouble with your offer, this is the number one thing you need to focus on before you work on anything else. So say you fix this, right? And this moves over to a green, and the rest of your attraction foundation is good to go. The next best thing for you to work on, yes, is your qualification process, right? And you want to get everything into the green as you move forward. And so that's why I've laid it out in this sense, because it needs to be focused on in this priority. And what we find is most coaches are focusing on scaling when they don't even have their conversion dialed in or their attraction stage dialed in. So this is the process and sequence you want to focus on. Now, if you need help with any of this on how to execute any one of these stages, I have included a link to my calendar below. I've opened up some slots this week for a 15-20 minute assessment call with myself or a member of my team, where we can actually review your scale scan, see if we can point you in the right direction, or if we can help you with this, we'll walk you through what that looks like as well. So hopefully this training has been helpful. I would love to get your feedback. So again, go ahead, book a call with us below. You can enter your email even below at the bottom of the page if you want this PDF as well. Other than that, again, hopefully this was helpful, and I look forward to speaking with you soon. All right, take care.